Hi, have you ever seen the Pixar movie Wall-E? If you haven't, it takes place in the future and the Earth is a giant landfill. It's so polluted and full of trash that it is uninhabitable, and the humans live in outer space. And Wall-E is the last robot left to clean, and he is supposed to be cleaning the Earth. Imagine if the future like that is closer than we think it could be. Imagine if the world is closer to becoming a giant landfill. The population is growing, the trash is growing, the trees are depleting, and the earth remains the same size. I'm Victoria, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about plastic. According to Films Media Group, there is more plastic being used than metal and steel. About 90% of the metals and steels on Earth are able to be recycled, but less than 5% of the plastic is able to be recycled. This is because there are so many different types of plastic, and it is so hard to separate through them. So, plastic ends up in the environment or in landfills. When plastic is burned, it leaks toxins and gases that are harmful to us into the air. So, when plastic ends up in animals' environments, animals can be hurt by plastics. It can be found in animals' ecosystems and their homes. Some animals try to eat the trash and plastic that are found, and this can cause animals to choke, get sick, or even death. This is according to Learner Publications. Throughout my speech, I will tell you about plastic and its impact on the environment and what we can do to recycle more and be better. So, what kind of plastic am I talking about? There are so many different types of plastic, but today I'm going to talk about plastic drink containers such as water bottles and soda bottles. So, according to treehugger.com, around the world, over 1 million plastic bottles are sold every minute. And in the United States, 1,500 plastic water bottles are consumed every single second. And according to National Geographic, throughout the United States, only 30% of these bottles are able to be recycled. Plastic drinking bottles take over 450 years to decompose. So 80% of the plastic bottles end up in landfills, and they're taking all this time to decompose. About 17 million barrels of oils are used every year to produce 15 billion plastic bottles. Of that 15 billion, only about 1 out of every 5 water bottles get recycled, according to Hydration Anywhere. As you can see, plastic bottles have a huge carbon footprint on our environment. This is happening every day. Although it may take years to change this problem, there are many things that you can do to help. So, now that you know how many of these plastic bottles end up in landfills and in animals' homes and environments, rather than being recycled, let's talk about what we can do to help with these problems ourselves. So, one thing you can do is recycle any plastic bottles that you have. They're possible to be recycled. Another thing you can do is use tap water to use refillable water bottles instead, and that will save you money as well. Also, using aluminum cans instead of plastic bottles whenever that's possible for you. So, using reusable tap water or water bottles and filling it with tap water can save you money. Bottled water can cost up to 1,000 times more than tap water. If the average American drinks 2 liters of water per day, that will cost about 50 cents per year through tap water. There are many different kinds of reusable water bottles that are easier to use, cheaper, and better for the environment. So, that's the best in my opinion. Some companies are even doing their part in fixing this issue and helping. Coca-Cola plans on recycling 1 bottle for every bottle sold by the year 2030. This will increase their products made from recycled materials to 50%. They're going to be doing this with plastic bottles and aluminum hands as well. So, there are many ways we can reduce the impact of plastic bottles to our environment, including recycling, using aluminum instead of plastic, and switching to reusable water bottles. These are just some of the things that we can do to make this world a better place and not allow it to become a giant landfill like the Pixar movie that I was talking about earlier that's called WALL-E, so that we don't have to be living in outer space ourselves. We'll be living here for a long time, and after that, our kids and our grandkids will also be living here for a long time after that. So we may want to take care of it and make it a better place for everyone. These are some of the things that we can do to help. I'll do my part. Are you going to do yours? Thank you for listening to my speech.